And welcome back into our wrestling coverage here in Meade at Meade High School. And we are moments away from starting the quarterfinals. And it will be here on mat number 2. This match just finishing. You can see the packed nature of the gym. A lot of familiar faces down there. And as we mentioned, Tanner David not able to wrestle. You see Branson Roylance there talking with him. He has moved on into his quarterfinal round. Whit Unruh also right there. So all in the quarterfinals. As all but one Erie wrestler in the quarterfinals now. And by the way, the team standings, if you were to take a look at those are also very nice for Erie through the first round. Hasn't 100% been completed yet, almost has. Actually, I think it just finally completed on every single mat. Erie sitting in 4th place, 1 point behind Loveland, a couple behind Broomfield. Thompson Valley leading this tournament, but Erie right now a top 4 team in this tournament, a young team, a team they hope to get some multiple state qualifiers to. I know the Erie youth wrestling movement has really started to pick up steam, and so I think over the course of the next few years we will see a rock solid Erie wrestling program, which is very fun. If you don't usually watch wrestling, or you're not usually around the sport, when you have a whole wrestling team that is solid from top to bottom, events like today and tomorrow, few are more fun than that. We are just waiting for the match here on mat number 2. It is Rudy Lopez that is down there getting warm and ready to come onto the mat here for the Tigers, and you can see him warming up there, pacing back and forth. The match in front of him is in the 2nd period, and so still a little bit left to go in that one as the 2nd period, I believe, comes to an end. So we are going to take a quick commercial break. We will come back and have Rudy Lopez's match, and we will be pretty busy here throughout the quarterfinals as all but 2 Erie wrestlers will be taking the mat here in the quarterfinals. In fact, we may have some overlap even as Gus Fonseca Walker is set to come up on mat number 1. We'll take a moment here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
There's a beast deep inside you. It will not die.
Ooh.
It will fight back.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Click the search bar on the top right-hand corner of the screen and search up Erie Tiger Network. Click the channel icon and then press the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about when we post. Click the thumbs up icon to like the video. To enter full screen mode, press the icon on the bottom right hand corner. To skip forward or backwards 10 seconds, double tap the left or right.
And welcome in Erie Tiger Network as we turn our attention to mat number 2, and Rudy Lopez is ready to take that mat here in a quarterfinal matchup. And if you follow regional wrestling action at all, you know that the quarterfinals are really the rounds that I think probably have the biggest impact on whether a person qualifies for state or not. You win this, you go to the semifinals. There's only 4 wrestlers that can go. There's 4 wrestlers left in the winning bracket, which means you have to do a lot from there to not make it. And so Rudy Lopez here wrestling now. And quickly, Rudy in on a single leg. Rudy had to cut weight to get down, and he is one of the bigger wrestlers at 113 pounds. And quickly with a 2-point takedown, and he's already got the Frederick wrestler in some trouble on his back. Cruz Jimenez able to roll through. And, well, if we are used to anything at this point from Rudy, he is a bleeder. And he is bleeding quickly and early in this one. Already up 4-0 though in the match. And so blood time on the clock. Down getting attended by Coach Joe. And so Rudy Lopez, his first match of the day, 30-3 here in his sophomore year. Just a phenomenal season. He's won several tournaments. Facing Cruz Jimenez, who, no slouch himself, a senior who's 20-6. The only wrestler that Cruz has faced in this region is Cameron Hannell. We were handed some information actually emailed by Carla Gratton, so she was kind enough to share a sheet that had all the information about every wrestler and who they faced in this region. Rudy, of course, cut weight, so he hasn't faced actually very many wrestlers within this region. But Rudy off to a good start, up 4-0 here. Now riding for the left side, the leg in, trying to work now on the head. Trying to break down Jimenez. By the way, Gus Fonseca Walker set to come on to mat number 1, I beg your pardon, here in just a moment. So we could have a couple Tiger wrestlers going at the same time, but right now, Rudy Lopez trying to pin Cruz Jimenez. Jimenez in some trouble arching the back, but he's in a very bad position, and Lopez once again will have to stop to get blood work done. Now up 7-0, and meanwhile over on mat number 1, we'll see if we can't get maybe both of these mats somehow in the view, is Gus Fonseca Walker. So Gus on the right there. Now they're pretty small with 2 mats in view. In fact, with Rudy getting blood, we will just go over to Gus. So Gus has also started his match. Gus taking on Jacob Bierman of Thompson Valley, a 20-15 wrestler. Gus has already beaten Jacob Bierman this season. Jacob Bierman, the 7th seed, Gus the 3rd. By the way, Rudy Lopez underway, and Gus the quick 2-point takedown. So we will pan out here, see if we can see both of these matches at the same time. It's the Erie Tiger Network first. I think we're breaking rules of the Geneva Convention, showing 2 matches at the same time. Gus trying to get out of a single leg, and they gets taken down, so Bierman up 3-1, and then Gus rolls underneath through, gets a 2-point takedown. Bierman in some trouble over on mat number 3. Fonseca Walker already up a point, but Bierman on his back. Fonseca Walker had Bierman a little bit more poorly positioned for a moment. Now over on mat number 2, another blood timeout for, nope, beg your pardon, that's the end of the period. And there is another blood timeout. 10-0 though for Rudy Lopez. We'll go over here to mat number 3. Here you can see Gus Fonseca Walker working near the edge of the mat. He's up 7-3, 24 seconds left here in the period. Fonseca Walker trying to throw Bierman all over the place, and Bierman will finally scamper out of bounds with 12 seconds left here in the period. So Erie coaches scattered between the two matches. Coach Van Tine and Coach Grattan with Gus over on mat number 3. Coach Ferreira still dealing with blood over with Rudy Lopez. And that'll end the first period. 7-3 lead for Gus Fonseca Walker. And oh, I beg your pardon, sorry. We are a one-man band, and I realize you were not seeing Gus on the mat. Good grief. All right, we're out now. Both mats. Gus Fonseca Walker on the right. Rudy Lopez's mat is on the left side. Rudy Lopez starting period number 3. Trying to ragdoll Cruz Jimenez all over the mat. Both wrestlers started in the neutral position over on mat number 3. And Jimenez in some trouble again. Lopez trying to get a pin. Jimenez trying to kick his way through. Lopez had a leg in, and they're going to stop as they're going to award 2 near fall points and more blood time for Rudy. So we'll zoom into Gus here. Up 7-3 in minute 19. We will have an action-packed round. And we are going to try and do our streams by round, essentially. So we will end one and start a new one every time where we have a large break in the action. Back in the old radio station days, we used to just go to music and then we would break back in. Fortunately, that violates YouTube copyright law, so I don't think we'll be playing music for you. 7-3. Gus still winning. Of course, these wrestlers, and we talked about Rudy Lopez cutting weight. I know Coach Mickens on the football team, he likes to reward defenders with ice cream. No doubt that that will be on the buffet, that or gelato or something like that when the season ends. But these Tigers hoping that the season continues for at least another week as they will head to the Pepsi Center. How many is to be determined. Looking good though for Rudy Lopez, up 12-0. He might be running short on blood time. We've zoomed out trying to get both mats in view. Gus Fonseca Walker up 9-3. A minute left in Rudy's match, and some stoppage over on Gus's. So we will zoom into Rudy's here as he is trying to put the finishing touches on this one. And another, nope, they'll just stop it because they're wrestling or potentially dangerous. There. By the way, Gus back in action over on mat number 3. Which I beg your pardon, that is mat number 1. We're sitting on the opposite looking side, so looks like mat number 3 to us up here in the crow's nest, the furthest one to the right. Lopez, 36 seconds remaining, up 12-0. Fonseca Walker, both Erie wrestlers trying to get into the semifinals tomorrow morning. Lopez, some more near fall points coming, 21 seconds remaining. Gus, by the way, still leading 10-3, 15 left now. Rudy could earn some more team points with a pin here. Jimenez in some trouble, trying to arch the back and avoid it. Rudy's got him locked up pretty deep in there on the arm. 2 seconds left, and that will do it. 3 near fall points. That will end the match. 15-0. Rudy Lopez, he's going to the semifinals. Now we'll quickly zoom into Gus Fonseca Walker, who's up 13-3, a minute 22 remaining here in period number 3. As we said, Lopez won 15-0. Gus Fonseca Walker now up 13-4. So a good little start here. The next Erie wrestler should be Michael Brazeau. And he has not been awarded. Well, yep, he will be on mat 2 coming up here in just a little bit. We'll actually have time to take a little break, catch our breath, and recap everything you just saw. 13-4, though, as Fonseca Walker tumbles head over heels, and 2 more points awarded for Bierman. Bierman will start in the down position. 43 seconds remaining. The official saying that Bierman a little too anxious. He's cautioned. And here we go, trying to finish out this match here on mat number 1. Tripoding up is Fonseca Walker. Gus to his feet, trying to wriggle free. 27 seconds left. Gus again will break free and gets the point. So 14-6, and only 20 seconds left. So unless Bierman has something in his bag of tricks to get a late pin, it's all over. In fact, a 2-point takedown, icing on the cake there for Gus Fonseca Walker. 4 seconds left, and that oughta do it. So Gus Fonseca Walker wins 16-6. Rudy Lopez won 15-0. Good round there for the Tigers. And we've been a little over zoomed there. We are trying to juggle lots of things at the same time. We are going to step aside, take a timeout. We'll come back here on the
button in the middle of the screen to pause the video. To skip to a different video, press the skip button when the video is paused.
Hi, my name is Caleb.
Chiropractors don't treat your symptoms. We treat the cause of your symptoms. On your first visit, we'll review your medical history and examine your vital signs, posture, strength, and reflexes. We'll also perform tests which are designed to give us insight into what may be causing your problem. The doctors at Great Day Chiropractic don't just treat adults. We also treat children of all ages.
We're located in historic Old Town Erie at 515 Briggs Street. We're open 5 days a week from Monday through Friday and the second and fourth Saturdays of each month.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Front Range Landfill puts all your needs in front of everything else. Front Range Landfill won Erie Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award, as well as being featured on national television. We are very proud of our facility and we welcome the opportunity to address your disposal needs. Our focus is on customer service. We strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
Hi, I'm Maya Michelson, and you're watching Erie Tiger Network.
Do you want a better smile, have a broken bracket, or are you a teenager in need of some braces? Then make your way down to Caraway Orthodontics. They are located in Louisville and Erie. Caraway Orthodontics supports Erie High School and its community. Come in and gain a beautiful smile for children, teens, and adults. They also provide Invisalign. Call this number 303-828-0454 or go to carawayortho.com.
Open up a browser and look up youtube.com/Erie Tiger Network. To subscribe, sign into YouTube and press the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about ETN posts. To like the video, click the thumbs up button on the right hand side of the screen. Use the bar on the bottom of the screen to move and skip parts in the video. To skip forward or backwards, use the arrow keys to move 5 seconds. You can pause the video at any time by pressing the spacebar or clicking with the mouse.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so...
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
There's a beast deep inside you. It will not die.
Ooh.
It will fight back.
And welcome back in Erie Tiger Network as we continue to roll on here in our coverage of the quarterfinal round here in the 4A Region 4, otherwise known as the Mickey Durock region. We are still waiting for mat number 2. In fact, the current match on mat number 2 has taken some time, and so Michael Brazeau is our next wrestler, but while we have a moment, we'll kind of zoom out, give you a bird's eye view of what's going on here in the Meade Gym where we are at, and we'll get you all caught up. Rudy Lopez, he had a bye in the first round, advanced to the quarterfinals where he beat Cruz Jimenez of Frederick 15-0. He will face Cody Thompson of Loveland in the semifinals tomorrow. That will be a big one. Cody Thompson finished 5th in state last year. He won the region last year, so that will be a tough one. He is a 24-5 wrestler. Reagan Lovato will see him in consolation round 3 versus Nate Jealous of Skyline, an 8-9 freshman. That will come later this afternoon. That actually might end up being our last match of the evening. Gus Fonseca Walker, he won over Jacob Bierman of Thompson Valley. 16-6 was the final in that one at 126 pounds. Gus just got his opponent, and it will be Juan Garcia who pinned Vince Beeson of Broomfield. Juan Garcia, 36-8, a freshman. If you were to take a look at the 160-pound or 126-pound weight class and all their seeds, Garcia the 2 seed. So both Erie wrestlers will be taking on the 2 seed. Garcia, as we said, a freshman. He has beaten Gus Fonseca Walker earlier this year, so a chance for Gus to enact a little bit of revenge. You win the next match. If you are in the semifinals, you automatically qualify for state. So a chance for both Erie wrestlers there. Michael Brazeau, he is just waiting for Clayton Robinson of Roosevelt. Clayton Robinson, the 5th seed. Michael Brazeau, the 4th seed. Michael Brazeau has beaten Clayton Robinson earlier this year, and he is on deck on mat number 2. We are just waiting for the end of this match ahead of them with Cody Ayers out of Frederick and Isaac Luan of Loveland, and currently there is no other Erie Tiger wrestler set to take the mat. Karsten Odom, he will wrestle in this round versus Cody Donovan out of Loveland. Branson Roylance will wrestle later in this round against Victor Rangel over Frederick. Whit Unruh will wrestle over Leopoldo, or will wrestle against Leopoldo Hernandez of Greeley West. Dominic Barella, he'll wrestle for the first time today against Nicholas Ponce, the number 1 seed out of Pueblo Centennial, and Alonzo Warner will cap off this round as he will take on Caleb Burton of Thompson Valley. So a bunch more wrestling still to come here in this round. We are currently waiting for Michael Brazeau, the freshman, the 18-9 freshman. He'll take on the 21-10 freshman out of Roosevelt here at the conclusion of the match on mat number 2, which feels like it could happen at any moment because as it stands right now, it's an 11-0 match. But we will step aside again for a moment as we continue to wait for mat number 2 to open up for Michael Brazeau here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Click the search bar on the top right-hand corner of the screen and search up Erie Tiger Network. Click the channel icon and then press the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about when we post. Click the thumbs up icon to like the video. To enter full screen mode, press the icon on the bottom right hand corner. To skip forward or backwards 10 seconds, double tap the left or right hand side of the screen. Press the pause button in the middle of the screen to pause the video. To skip to a different video, press the skip button when the video is paused.
Hi, my name is Caleb Humble, and you're watching the Erie Tiger Network.
And welcome back in as we have Michael Brazeau ready to head to mat number 2, where he will attempt to be the third wrestler here for Erie today to punch their ticket to the semifinals tomorrow morning, and then hopefully finals tomorrow night. 2 wrestlers always meet in the mat. They look at each other, give each other a little namaste, a little greeting, although there's not really much tranquility here in this gym. But they meet and get on with it, and 20 seconds in, so far neither wrestler has taken a shot. Just had Michael Brazeau at 18-9 record. Clayton Robinson 21-10. All of a sudden, by the way, Roosevelt, that's where Clayton Robinson is from, has shot up the standings. They're now first at 40 points. That dropped Erie down to 5th at 32.5, but pretty good out of the 14 teams that are here. And with 2 wrestlers heading to the semis, if they could get one more here, that would certainly continue to help them. So Brazeau here in the center, both wrestlers being patient. As we said, Robinson and Brazeau have already faced each other, and Brazeau won, and Robinson trying to go for the takedown, but Brazeau will kind of sidestep his way out of bounds. And the 2 wrestlers will have to reconvene back in the center. In terms of Erie wrestlers, we mentioned Alonzo Warner still to come. Dominic Barella will come a little bit later. Karsten Odom, Branson Roylance, Whit Unruh. Also to take the mat here within about the next half an hour or so. Kind of a slow-paced first period. Neither wrestler has taken a shot here. And now Robinson trying to get on a single leg, but good strong base there by Brazeau. He's trying to get the headlock of Robinson, who's picked him up, turned around and slammed him, and Brazeau bounced off the mat hard, and the clock will save him, and Brazeau shaken up a little bit, but I think stunned more than anything, but 2 points and 2 more near fall points, so 4-0. Now Brazeau will have to kind of work out of a hole here for the remainder of this matchup. Karsten Odom, by the way, set to come up on mat number 2 as well. Brazeau starts in the down position, trying to get to his backside and spin out and get a 1-point escape at least. He'll tripod up, now 2 hands. Trying to use one offhand to strip away the grip of Robinson. So needs to turn the tide here. And a 1-point escape. We already saw Brazeau get taken down. He was held up high, then got dropped from top, or up top rather. There was that 2-point takedown early on, now trying to climb his way out of a 4-point hole, and he gets taken down again. So now it's 6-1. So Brazeau in a little bit of trouble here against a wrestler he has already beaten this year. Brazeau trying to wrangle free, and so far Robinson has pretty much controlled him. Brazeau trying to get to his backside and slide out and flip around, but they'll say he flipped around out of bounds. 19 seconds left here in the period, and Brazeau in a little bit of trouble here. We're here at Meade High School up in the Crow's Nest for this one. Going on here in this gym, more going on than a Tom Cruise action movie. 3 mats going at the same time. A Roosevelt wrestler wearing the rather flamboyant singlet, kind of a camouflage there. It's Brazeau in the black, in case you're wondering. 6-1, we'll head to the 3rd period, so Brazeau's gonna have to climb out of a timeout. Brazeau still controlling from up top, but 20 seconds has already bled off. Robinson can kind of go into turtle mode here and just protect from getting taken down. Or excuse me, just put over on his backside and give up any near fall. Now a stall warning going to be called here on Robinson. Brazeau trying to lock up a move. Got a leg in. Brazeau looking to the official. Now looking to Coach Joe. And they will stop. Got a little high there on the head. I think they may have called a full. Said, yeah, let's restart here in the center. Now Brazeau close to getting reversed on, and he does, and Brazeau's in big trouble now. So Brazeau, after beating Robinson, finds himself down 8-1 unless he can get a reverse pin here or some type of big-time move. He's going to drop to the consolation side and will have to earn his way to state the hard way. Brazeau trying to get free, but Robinson has been stellar so far in this one. Brazeau trying to wriggle out. Only 15 seconds left. And they will go out of bounds. 9 seconds left. So barring something crazy, it appears that Brazeau will be knocked onto the consolation side. 5 seconds left. And that will do it. So Brazeau will fall by a final score of 8-1, and Clayton Robinson out of Roosevelt will head to the semifinals tomorrow. So unfortunate for the Tigers. We're taking a look at the schedule of upcoming wrestlers. It looks like Karsten Odom will start on mat number 2 in a couple matches. So we have a little bit of a gap here. We'll take a timeout here on the Erie Tiger Network. Welcome back in here, Erie Tiger Network. We are still waiting, so we're just going to keep it live instead of running through commercials. You can kind of see what's going on, and if you're following along in track wrestling, you can kind of keep an eye and say, oh, okay, I know who's kind of on that mat. So we will step aside from the audio for a moment, but we'll keep the video rolling here on the Erie Tiger Network. right, and Karsten Odom has taken the mat here on mat number 2 as he is trying to become the 3rd Erie wrestler into the semifinals. He'll take on Cody Donovan from Loveland, and he gets taken down here early. Donovan, the 3rd seed. Odom, the 6th. Cody Donovan, 22-4 on the season. He was 2nd place in the regional last year, did not place at state. And the Loveland wrestlers, they don't face too many wrestlers out of this region. Donovan's only faced 2 others, and he split against them. So Odom has not seen Cody Donovan this season. Branson Roylance, by the way, set to come on mat number 1 in about 3 matches away over there. We'll stick with Odom here against Donovan on mat 2, and it was a quick takedown for Donovan. Odom's been trying to work his way out from underneath. You're on mat 2 where they have that little box. It's like covering the eye in the Maverick, almost like an Illuminati symbol or something. 2 near fall points awarded to Donovan as he started to get Odom tilted over. He's trying to get in on the wing on the right side. And Donovan's trying to keep that arm in his body and not let Donovan get control. And as soon as he put that hand on the ground, Donovan broke him down. 13 seconds left in the first period. More near fall points coming for Donovan. Odom in some trouble. Gets back to his belly, but it's 3 that time, and now it's a 7-0 lead. So they'll start neutrally here in the second period. Would have been some trouble here for the Tigers. Tigers still looking for their 3rd participant into the semis. No Erie wrestler, though, has been eliminated. Odom gets reversed on, or excuse me, taken down. 2 more points awarded. It is now 9-0. Donovan, as we said, a top 3 seed here in this weight class in the region. And showing why. He's already a state qualifier. And now Donovan will flip Odom on his back again. 3 more near fall points coming. As Odom trying to wriggle out from underneath. It has been Donovan on top throughout the entirety of this match. Still haven't quite awarded it because he hasn't gotten fully out of it. And there's a pin. So Donovan will pin Odom. And that pin will come at 3:27 here in the match. So 3:27, Karsten Odom falls by pin. And so he will drop on down. That is the second Tiger loss here in this match. He will have to go to the consolation side. Round number 3, by the way, we did get an opponent for Gus Fonseca Walker. It will be Juan Garcia out of Roosevelt, a 36-8 freshman. And for Juan Garcia, he's the 2 seed ahead of Gus Fonseca Walker And he has already beaten Gus Fonseca Walker. So hopefully Gus can return the favor, much like we saw earlier in that Brazeau match. This time the opposite. We are now waiting for Branson Roylance. He is in the hole on mat number 1. Whit Unruh. He is 3 matches away on mat number 3. We're not going to go to commercial. We'll just zoom out and keep it right here on the Erie Tiger Network. We will step aside, though, with the audio momentarily. And we're rejoining you here for the audio for the regional wrestling. As on deck on mat number 1 is Branson Roylance. In the hole on mat number 3 is Whit Unruh. By the way, those are baseball references. That means Branson Roylance is next, and Whit Unruh is next after the match that's next over on mat number 1. Let's quickly recap what has happened so far. Rudy Lopez, he advanced via a bye in round 1 in the quarterfinals. He beat Cruz Jimenez of Frederick 15-0. He will face Cody Thompson against Loveland in the semifinals tomorrow. Reagan Lovato, he was pinned by Malachi Contreras of Mountain View. He got a bye in round 2 on the consolation side. He will face Nate Jealous of Skyline in consolation round number 3. And then moving on, Gus Fonseca Walker, he won by pin at a minute 28 over Jesse Valenspino of Skyline in round 1. In the quarterfinals, he beat Jacob Bierman of Thompson Valley 16-6. He will face Juan Garcia of Roosevelt, the 36-8 freshman. Michael Brazeau, he won by way of pin in the first round over Keegan Caldwell of Meade. He lost to Clayton Robinson of Roosevelt. He will face Logan Collins of Pueblo Centennial, the 11-22 sophomore. Later, Karsten Odom. He won 10-5 over Tanner Kufield of Mountain View in round 1, then lost to Cody Donovan by way of pin at 3:27. He will move on into consolation round number 3. Branson Roylance, he's next on the mat. He's already won by way of pin over Alexander Rodriguez of Pueblo Centennial. He will face Victor Rangel in a moment. Whit Unruh, he won by way of pin at 2:52. He will face Leopoldo Hernandez here in just a little bit. Dominic Barella, Alonzo Warner, they have not wrestled yet, but they will wrestle in a little bit in the quarterfinals here coming up in just a few moments. As wrestling regionals, it's always a long day of wrestling, a long 2 days really, and a lot going on. So trying to fill time, figure out who's coming on the mat, manage 3 mats at one time, and we will try and figure out. We thought Branson Roylance is set to enter mat number 1 here pretty soon. In fact, we see Branson starting to get warm down there. See if we can see him over our railing. And there is Branson down there next to Coach Van Tine. Trying to get warm as this mat over here, or this match over here on mat number 1 is coming to a close fairly soon. Branson Roylance. Also a football player. He's a senior, 17-15 on the year. Did not place at regionals last year. He has beaten Cody Weimer, the 10th seed here in this tournament, entering. That's the only wrestler he's faced in this region in his 152-pound weight bracket. By the way, wrestlers are shaking hands over on mat number 3, which means Whit Unruh all of a sudden will basically leapfrog, and unfortunately these mats are not next to each other. So we're going to have to be crafty with the camera work because Branson Roylance is about to hop onto mat number 1 as well. As there you see Whit running out. So it'll be Whit Unruh that will take the mat first for the Tigers at 160 pounds, trying to become the 3rd Tiger wrestler today to get into the semifinals. And he is taking on Leopoldo Hernandez, the 7-9 senior out of Greeley West. With the 3rd seed, Hernandez, the 7th seed. Both wrestlers taking their time here, about 25 seconds gone in this period. As Wrestling towards the edge of our frame. Witt has a leg caught. Hernandez trying to get the takedown, and a 2-point takedown of Witt. So Witt trying to get out of it. And Hernandez showing some strength. Witt trying to get to his legs and pop out. But Witt in a quick 2-point hole. Minute 4 remaining here in this first period. A little bit of a surprise start here. Witt, whose given name is Caleb, for those that didn't know, gets the 1-point escape and cuts the lead in half. Although Branson Roylance about to take the mat over on mat number 1. We will try and bounce around as best as we can here between these two mats. Witt, the senior, both of them are seniors. Witt a little bit higher seated, higher ranked, and he's a little bit further along. So we'll stay with Witt for now. We'll try and bounce over to Branson here in a little bit. Witt trying to get a takedown. 25 seconds left in the period, and they wrestle out of the circle. So they'll come back to the center. By the way, there's a little bit of controversy over on mat number 1. Previous match still not ended, so Branson still waiting a little bit, so that's good for us, so not too much overlap. Witt trying to take a shot in at a single leg. Has the arm and gets rolled over the top on, and a 2-point takedown for Leopoldo. Leopoldo Hernandez. And Witt looked like he was going to get a 2-point takedown, and then Leopoldo kind of rolled through it, and he got the 2-point takedown. So Witt in some trouble. He's down 5 points here to start period number 2. And he will start in the down position. By the way, over on mat number 1, you see Branson Roylance. He is about ready to go. We'll stick with Witt for now. We'll keep our eye on Branson, and we'll try and bounce back and forth as Witt trying to stand up and get an escape here. Witt does cut loose, but so now down 4 points. By the way, Branson trying to get a takedown over on mat number 1, and he does. So a 2-point takedown for Branson Roylance. So he leads over on that mat. Trying to work in from the right side. Spinning through in a 2-point reversal. That time for Victor Rangel of Frederick. He qualified for state last year. Let's bounce back over to Witt. Witt able to get a 2-point takedown there. So he's chopped the lead back to 2. Only trails by a couple now. We'll stick with Witt as right now Branson just kind of squirming underneath. Not much going on over there on mat number 1. But double barrel action here on the Erie Tiger Network between the two mats. Roylance almost to his feet over on the other mat. Witt had the headlock, but slipped out of. So Leopoldo Hernandez now leads by 3 after the escape. 14 seconds left here in the second period. 24 left in the first period. We'll go over there quickly. Where Branson just got a 1-point escape as soon as we went over there. So Branson now leads it 3-2 over Rangel. Go back for the last 6 seconds of this. See if Witt tries to take a shot. Doesn't look like it. We'll go back over to this mat. Rangel just took a shot, got a 2-point takedown. And so now he leads it 4-3. And that's the end of the first period. So they'll head to the second at the same time that Witt's mat is heading over to the third. Little ping pong action. Most exciting part of the day so far. on the ETN. Witt's got some work to do. Try and catch up. Hernandez to his feet. Witt trying to hold on and break him back down. He does get him back down on the mat. By the way, Rangel just reversed on Roylance. So Roylance reversed on him. He reversed right back. 6-5, that score for Rangel with near fall points coming. We'll peek over there real quick. Branson in some trouble. Trying to get out of trouble here against Rangel. 1:27 remaining. And a pin, so Branson Roylance loses by way of pin, and he will drop to the consolation side. That means we will go back over here to Witt, trying to build or mount a three-point comeback here. Witt gets Hernandez back to the mat. Witt trying to grab the arm. And get some tilt. He had it for a moment, and Hernandez rolled through it and used it to reverse on Witt. So Witt has had some moves used against him, and Witt in trouble. He's down 5 points. .56 seconds left. Witt quickly to his feet, now down 4 points. Has to make a move, tries to take a shot in, stuck in a headlock. Witt trying to avoid giving up more takedown points. Sprawling backward, back to his feet. He'll have to take another shot here, 37 seconds left. Now a stall warning called against Hernandez, as he just keeps backing up, backing up, backing up. Witt down 9-5 here. 29 seconds left. Stall point awarded to Witt. So now it's a 3-point match. Witt underneath, trying to come over the top and get the takedown, and they will stop that as the arm for Hernandez was stuck in a dangerous spot. Oh man, that was close to a 2-point takedown, and if Witt would have been able to complete that, that would have been maybe even some near fall points. Witt trying to come over the top. Hernandez just sitting on the leg of Witt. 8 seconds left, 7. Witt trying to get control. I don't think he's going to be able to do it, and time runs out. And Witt falls 6-9 here in the quarterfinal match. And a disappointing result in the last few for Erie. 4 straight losses here in this round. And unfortunately, not quite the way the Tigers were hoping this round was going to go. So we are going to take a quick commercial break. Recalibrate here on the Erie Tiger Network. As it currently stands, we have 2 matches coming on mat number 3 to end this round. It'll be Dominic Barella and Alonzo Warner, but we'll catch those after a timeout here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Do you have a plan in place for your family's future in the event something happens to you? Are you caring for aging parents, grandparents, or a loved one with special needs? Germany law firm named 2017 Erie's Chamber Business of the Year provides expert legal guidance and peace of mind for you and your family in the areas of probate, elder law, and estate planning. Visit Germany Law Firm's Erie Village office or website at coelderlaw.net to set up a personalized consultation.
Chiropractors don't treat your symptoms. We treat the cause of your symptoms. On your first visit, we'll review your medical history and examine your vital signs, posture, strength, and reflexes. We'll also perform tests which are designed to give us insight into what may be causing your problem. The doctors at Great Day Chiropractic don't just treat adults. We also treat children of all ages.
We're located in historic Old Town Erie at 515 Briggs Street. We're open 5 days a week from Monday through Friday and the second and fourth Saturdays of each month.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Front Range Landfill puts all your needs in front of everything else. Front Range Landfill won Erie Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award, as well as being featured on national television. We are very proud of our facility and we welcome the opportunity to address your disposal needs. Our focus is on customer service. We strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
Hi, I'm Maya Michelson, and you're watching Erie Tiger Network.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. We're moments away here from our next little group of matches that will both be, I believe, coming up on mat number 3. A little double check here. Yep. Dominic Barella is next on mat number 3, and then Alonzo Warner on that same mat following him. And that will conclude our quarterfinal round, which has not been so hot the last few matches. 4 straight losses. Michael Brazeau, Karsten Odom, Branson Roylance, and Whit Unruh all falling in that round. We do have opponents for all of those. Michael Brazeau will take on Logan Collins out of Pueblo Centennial. He's 11-22 sophomore. Just record-wise, got to feel pretty good about that one. Karsten Odom, he will take on Brandon Andes of Frederick, a 5-13 senior. Got to feel good about the record in that one. Branson Roylance, he will take on Joe Basil out of Skyline. He's 1-15 on the season, so once again, got to feel decent about that one. And Whit Unruh, he will take on Lawrence Vigil out of Mountain View. He is 6-17. He's a sophomore. So Tigers have some favorable consolation round 3 matchups. If you were to look at the brackets, consolation round 3, what do you have to do to get to state if you find yourself in that round? Well, you have to win your next matchup that would put you in the consolation quarterfinals. Once you're in the consolation quarters, you would have to then win that to stay alive in the tournament. So you got to win the next 2 no matter what. Then you're in the consolation semifinals. It is possible to lose in the consolation semis and still qualify for state. You could place 5th and then win in a wrestle back if you have not faced the person who finished 4th. So that is how that works. But really, I mean, you want to win state, or you want to go to state and you're on the Constellation side, you really, really need to win 3 matches in a row. And so certainly doable. Obviously, everyone in the Constellation side has already lost at least one time, so feels doable. And now we have Dominic Barella coming up here on mat number 3. You see Coach Gratton sitting in down there. And these wrestlers, always a mental battle here. You got the battle of desperately wanting to make state. As you see, Barella in a little bit of trouble there. And I beg your pardon, that's Alonzo Warner. I was doing the recap and I looked down and I completely missed Barella was pinned, of course, by the number 1 seed. So now this is Alonzo Warner. Beg your pardon, that went by so quickly that we missed it. Well, you got to see it, luckily. You were looking in on the right mat. Unfortunately, though, that's the 5th Erie wrestler in a row to lose in this round. So see if Alonzo Warner can redeem the Tigers a little bit. The senior, 19-17 on the year, currently trailing 3-2 in this matchup versus Caleb Burton out of Thompson Valley. Gotta fight, we were saying gotta fight the mental game of wanting to get to state, but the finish line is near and wrestling is such a grind, and tomorrow you'll see the coolers stocked full of wheat thins and snickerdoodles and who knows what carbs that wrestlers can finally load up on. As now Warner in some trouble trying to roll through, giving near fall points after getting taken down 3 of them, so he's down now 8-2. So the Tigers will have some work cut out for them tomorrow for sure. As Alonzo Warner also now on the brink of getting sent to the consolation bracket. Still plenty of time left though. Warner. Trying to line up a shot here. On Caleb Burton. Said a junior, 27-9. Burton, a solid wrestler. Burton finished 4th place in the region, so he qualified for state last year. He's the 4th seed in this weight class. Alonzo Warner, the 5th seed. Both wrestlers just kind of leaning on each other. Warner has not lined up his shot yet. Now Burton trying to go in on a single leg, and he gets it. Now Alonzo pretty much needs a reversal pin or a pin at some point in the 3rd to get this one, but he's in danger of getting pinned himself. And Warner is pinned. So 6 straight losses for the Tigers in this round. Dominic Barella, Alonzo Warner, Whit Unruh, Branson Roylands, Carson Odom, Michael Brazeau all fall in this round. They will follow the consolation side of the racket. They'll join Reagan Lovato, Rudy Lopez, Gus Fonseca Walker. They will move on into round number 3. That is the semifinals tomorrow. That's going to do it for us there in this round. We'll let you know on social media about the upcoming broadcasted matches through the remainder of this tournament, including tomorrow. I'm not sure if there's one more consolation round tonight. There might be. We'll double check on that schedule, but the best way to find out is just to follow us on Twitter at Erie Tiger Net, like the Erie Tiger Network Facebook page. So we'll catch our breath here. We'll step aside on our coverage. Thanks for joining us this evening as two Tigers heading to the semifinals tomorrow here on the Erie Tiger Network.